Hello, CryptoEd here on Wednesday 28th of May, and I wanted to do a long-term outlook for Bitcoin. I will also have a look at Bitcoin dominance, total 2, for the possibility of a altcoin season, but I'll come back to that later. First, before I start, what I'm gonna show you is just a summary of what I am doing in our training group on a daily basis. Well, not every day on a higher time frame, but I'm posting my Bitcoin updates, high time frame, lower time frame, every day or sometimes a couple times per day in our group. And what I'm showing you now is more or less just a summary. I will not go into every detail in this video. That would make the video way too long. I usually discuss this kind of stuff with my members or our members in our live streams, and then I'm usually talking way longer with all the reasonings behind this kind of outlook I'm going to give you. This is based on Elliott Wave, which is more or less what is most important are the patterns, not the exact numbers. So when I tell you I'm thinking we're going to 130,000, it could be also 135, 145 or 120,000. But it's about the patterns, and the exact values, the exact numbers may differ a bit, but yeah, this is a long-term outlook, and it's, in my opinion, undoable to give an exact number about a time frame, I think, which is going to take months. So yeah, let's have a look. This is what I have been showing you for the past months, my Elliott Wave count with a target around 120,000, which is based on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs. Let me make that in blue. 5 leg sequence where we are going very well according to the plan. I think over here I changed my outlook to a more bullish approach, and I think we are heading for 120,000 at least. This is the 3-day chart. Now let me switch to the weekly and to give you a bigger perspective. This is all part of a larger cycle which starts, let's say, at 0, 1, 2, and we are now in the third leg. I do have an alternative where 3 is over here, then 4 and 5, but based on this we have 1, 2 and 3 is going over 200,000. What you can also see here is these horizontals. I will come back to that later, but that is a repeating pattern there where the price is always coming back to the previous highs. Keep that in mind. For now, we are in the 5th subleg to complete that one. As you can see in my more frequent lower time frame updates, I am still waiting to see if we do get some pullback and go make something like this. If that happens, we will have a extended cycle here, and then we will switch to an alternative count, which I will show you after this. But for now, it is also possible that we just keep on going towards 120,000, and then I think it's more likely that after that we see a larger pullback, a longer kind of bearish market. People will start saying it's all over for Bitcoin, but that is just a leg number 2 pullback. So important here is, do we get a pullback like this and then go higher, or do we push through here at 110,000 and go straight to 120, 130? Then we do have a if we push through, we'll do something I'm showing you here. The alternative though is this, which is from here, the same cycle, 1, 2, 3, 180 to 200,000, which could extend way higher, of course. So until here, that latest cycle with the bottom at 16,000, yeah, is still the same. But here's the difference. If we do something like this and go to one and not a big pullback over here, or let's say if we do some sort of pullback here, let's say, yeah, 100 to 90,000, then I think we are in for way more upside in the current cycle, and we would be heading towards 150, 170,000 before we could see a reasonable pullback. The difference is here. Do we get a pullback first, or do we burst through to 120, 130? If we do get a pullback in the next few weeks, then I think we'll do something like this, where you also have this kind of move, retest of that previous high, just like we did here, 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 and here, and then go higher. I'm starting to lean towards this scenario, where we do a repeat of that previous retest of the previous high. But we first have to break through. On the lower time frame, I can show you here. What I mean is, do we get a fifth leg somewhere over here? I do think we could break previous high, the previous top at 112, let's say 113, 114, then this kind of pullback, and then we would go higher, and this wouldn't be the end of this current cycle. Back to the weekly. So if we do get that pullback here, I think we are on the shorter term going much higher. In the other scenario, this is the difference. You'll get a repeat of this kind of move, a long-lasting correction, and in the more bullish approach, we would already be going much faster to the upside. And what I said, I'm starting to lean towards that we will get something like that. But first, 120, 130 would be my shorter term target, where in a few weeks I could say, if we do get the more bullish approach and complete that cycle towards 5, after that a correction, that would be something like this, and then higher again. Or if we do get this move after, let's say in the summer, a top and then a pullback. But both are looking long term, but I'm talking about not just weeks, but years, that we should head towards 200,000 and even higher. Just the difference is cycle top, and do we get a correction first before higher, or will we have a retest of the previous high first? That is the difference. I also wanted to show you my altcoin season expectations. Well, I don't really have altcoin season expectations, to be clear. I have been saying that for a long time, and I'm not an engagement farmer and yelling every week to you that we will be seeing a altcoin season. No, I have been staying away from that, and this is also the reason. I think Bitcoin dominance is doing a correction like this. It is now caught in this pennant, I think it's pretty close to complete that level or that sequence. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legs. Could go a bit more up. And then we should see some move to the downside for Bitcoin dominance. This could be a nice few weeks for altcoins, but definitely not like we saw in 2017 and 21. Not such a big move where all alts are skyrocketing. I do think it's more for the top altcoins and the newer altcoins, and that it won't be market wide. After that, dominance going up again. This doesn't mean, in my opinion, that altcoins are going down. No, Bitcoin will just outperform them. Bitcoin is super strong, like we see the past few months. But Bitcoin going up in dominance doesn't mean that altcoins go down. No, they can. I think they will go up with Bitcoin, but just not that strong. After that, but that could be 2027, 2028, we might see a big move to the downside. But what I said, that's years to go. And what I said, I just don't believe there will be another big altcoin season. There are so many new altcoins. We had big altcoin seasons when the market for altcoins was much smaller. Now we see hundreds, thousands of new altcoins popping up every day, and that makes it just much more difficult to outperform, or let's say to have a market-wide gigapump. Total 2 is still looking good, and that's also why I said that that altcoins I think are still going up even when Bitcoin dominance is going up. Here we also have a cycle of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the lower time frame, when I go to the weekly, you can see here that we do have also here a breakout of structure. Soon to be seen some correction. Don't know how deep yet, but after that 3, 4, 5 completing this level. But what you see here is already a market cap excluding Bitcoin, this is total 2, which will double in price. So still good times ahead. And yeah, what I said, that's more or less what I wanted to share with you. Not the exact numbers, but the patterns, and what I think is most important will happen around 120, 130,000. Are we bursting through, or do we get a cycle top and a longer correction like we had the past 2 years? Every time in summer could happen again. But after that, still looking very, very bullish. What I said, if you like this kind of updates, and if you would like to know more behind the reasoning, I do use a whole package of indicators and other charts. That's what I do on a daily basis in our training group. And if you would like to know more about this, then you are invited to join the group.